When I heard about the professional encounters when researching CCM first, they were kind of almost like the pinpoint that made my main decision on coming here.
To be able to go to see Hollywood, see Burbank, see movie studios where they're making the films that I love to watch was really so exciting.
The fact that I got to go on a professional encounter will help me so much in the industry, and it's so powerful. I got to meet one director of photography out there who walked all of us through a lighting setup. It could be in a studio or outside. He showed us different lights and different ways to diffuse light and all these different techniques that he uses in LA every day.
Probably my favorite session was the makeup session, talking about how makeup is like one of the first things that happens to somebody when they get on set, and you set the tone for how the rest of that person's day is probably gonna go.
Being able to hear from someone who physically writes pieces for and also as well produces television shows, I was so excited. He said a lot of things that struck a chord in me, that everyone's life is a story. Hearing that, I know it seems so simple, but hearing those words really impacted me, because in the end of the day, what you write is real. In some sort of way, it's real for someone, and it's real for you because you wrote it.
Being an actress at CCM and getting the opportunity to talk to a casting director, that was an amazing day, because what he taught me was how to present myself confidently in an audition and, go for what the casting directors want.
Don't be getting any ideas, Braden.
You're not going to take a picture of me doing that?
I'm not, I'm filming you.
Okay, this is better. I guess.
Being able to share this experience with other people who love doing what I love to do just made the trip that much better.
It's always really encouraging to be in an environment where the entire group is working towards the same general goal.
You had people on the sidelines asking all these questions about that I didn't even think of. So I got to see a different part of Hollywood than just not through my eyes, but also the people who love it just as much as I do.
Everything is awesome! Yeah, everything is cool! You're part of the team! Everything is awesome! We're living our dream!
My overall expectation of the encounter was just to learn more of God's greatness and just learn a little bit more about myself and my skill, and just learn overall what I could do professionally and where God was going to take me.
Hearing from people, whether it be alumni or not, that are Christ followers, that are just Christians out there and actually being very successful in what they're doing, that was like the best thing for me to see and to hear, because that gave me so much hope to know that what I'm striving after, the past 2 years of my investment, my time, my energy, is completely worth it because they're doing it. So this is something that's actually possible.
We had a praise and worship time at the Hollywood sign area, looking over the entire city, just praying and seeking the Lord and singing and giving Him praise for us being there and Him creating the people in the city, and that He really spoke to me and He was like, Drew, I want you here.
To you surrender all I am. It's yours.
The neat thing about going on these trips is the fact that it makes it real. It's not just something that you're just dreaming about, someday I'll make it out to LA. The fact that you get to go out and taste Hollywood really just stirs something in you and gives you a lot more drive while you go back to CCM and you keep working hard on all of your assignments. It gives you that drive.
When we got to LA, I just saw the streets and I knew personally that this is what I was made for.
Whatever it is that God has called you to do with media, that is the goal. And so it was really awesome just getting to go to LA and feel and like be a part of the goal and see like what are we working so hard for. It's like this is it. It's for these people, it's for this job, for these like this industry, this calling that God has put on my life.